In the opulent sprawl of the Spencer mansion, where marble floors gleamed under the relentless Los Angeles sun filtering through floor-to-ceiling windows, Luna Nozawa stood defiant, her hand cradling the subtle swell of her belly as if it were a shield against the storm brewing around her. "This changes everything, Will," she said, her voice a silken thread laced with desperation, eyes locking onto his with the intensity of someone who had scripted this moment 1,000 times in the shadowed corners of her mind. Will Spencer, pale and hollow-eyed from the revelation just minutes earlier, backed away a step, his broad shoulders tensing under the weight of a paternity test that bound him irrevocably to the woman who had upended his world. "No, Luna, it doesn't," he replied, his tone flat, edged with the raw ache of betrayal. "You drugged me. You forced this. A baby doesn't erase what you did, the lies, the violence, the blood on your hands from Hollis and Tom." Bill Spencer, ever the patriarch with his silver mane and steely gaze, interjected from across the room, his arms crossed like iron bars. "Son's right. You're delusional if you think a DNA match gives you a ticket into this family. You're a killer, Luna. Plain and simple." Katie Logan, perched on the edge of a velvet chaise, her sharp features twisted in contempt, leaned forward. "And now you're carrying my nephew's child? God help us all. But don't kid yourself, this isn't some fairy tale redemption arc. You're going down, and that baby. We'll make sure it's raised far from your poison." The air thickened with unspoken accusations as Electra Forrester burst through the double doors, her youthful face flushed with a mix of fury and vindication, the scent of ocean salt still clinging to her clothes from a hurried drive back from the beach. "Tell her, Will. Tell her she's out of her mind," Electra demanded, her voice cracking like a whip, pointing a trembling finger at Luna, who turned slowly, her lips curling into a smile that didn't reach her eyes. "Oh, Electra, sweet little Electra," Luna cooed, stepping closer, her designer dress whispering against the rug. "Always the protector, aren't you? But let's be real, you're just jealous. Jealous that I have what you want, a future with him, a family. This child inside me. It's ours, Will's and mine. We're going to be everything you never could." Electra's laugh was bitter, hollow, echoing off the crystal chandelier above. "Jealous? Of you? A sociopath who poisoned drinks and staged murders? I called the cops, Luna. I told them everything, about the beach house, the kidnapping, how you tried to slit Steffi's throat in her sleep. You're done." Bill nodded approvingly, his voice booming. "Good on you, kid. About time someone in this mess grew a spine." Will, caught between them, rubbed his temples, murmuring, "Electra, I don't even know what to feel right now. But yeah, she's right. This ends today." Across town, in the sun-drenched living room of the Forrester estate, Brooke Logan paced like a caged lioness, her blonde waves bouncing with each agitated step, while Rich Forrester lounged against the grand piano, his chiseled jaw set in that familiar brooding line. "Ridge, honey, we have to talk about this," Brooke pleaded, her blue eyes wide with maternal worry, clutching her phone as if it held the secrets to unraveling the nightmare. "Will's the father." Bridget confirmed it. "And Luna. She's spinning this like it's a gift from the heavens, but that woman is a ticking bomb. What if she gets out? What if she comes after Hope or the girls?" Ridge pushed off the piano, closing the distance in 2 strides, his large hands enveloping hers. "Brooke, listen to me. Luna's poison, always has been. From the moment she slithered into Finn's life, playing the innocent in turn, we knew she was trouble. But now, with a Spencer heir in her belly, it's a noose around all our necks." Taylor Hayes, seated elegantly on the sofa with a glass of chilled white wine, interjected smoothly, her psychiatrist's calm masking the storm beneath. "Ridge is right, Brooke. But let's not panic. Finn's beside himself, Steffi's still recovering from that ordeal at the beach house, and now this paternity bombshell. It's fracturing everyone. I say we push for full custody the second that baby's born. Luna behind bars is the only safe place for her. Finn, hovering by the French doors, his dark hair disheveled, turned sharply. Mom, you think it's that easy? She's my, whatever she was. And Will's a good kid, he doesn't deserve this shadow over his life. But yeah, if she walks free, it's not just trouble for the Spencers. It's war on all of us. She tried to kill my wife, for God's sake. The conversation shifted like sand underfoot as Bridget Forrester swept in, her white coat still buttoned from the lab, holding a manila envelope that suddenly felt like a grenade. I double-checked the results, everyone, she announced, her voice steady but her eyes betraying the exhaustion of ethical dilemmas danced upon. Will is the father. 99.9% match. But Luna's arrest, Katie just texted. Baker's hauling her away as we speak. Brooke gasped, sinking into Ridge's arms. Oh, Bridget, my poor Will. He's trapped with her legacy forever. Ridge's grip tightened. Trapped. We'll fight it. Lawyers, injunctions, the works. That woman murdered 2 men in cold blood, kidnapped Steffi, attempted murder. Pregnancy doesn't grant immunity. Taylor nodded, sipping her wine. Exactly. And fans are already lighting up social media, chanting "lock her up" like it's a mantra. But here's the rub, if that baby survives her chaos, it's a Forrester-Spencer hybrid. Blood ties that could drag us all into court battles for years. Finn paced now, his medical mind racing. And what about the health risks? Luna's unstable, stress, prison conditions. The baby's innocent in this. Brooke shot him a look. Innocent. Like Hollis was. Like Tom. No, Finn. We protect our own first. Always. Meanwhile, back at the Spencer mansion, the drama escalated into a cacophony of shouts and slamming doors as Deputy Chief Baker, his badge glinting like a badge of long overdue justice, strode and flanked by 2 uniformed officers, their boots thudding ominously on the polished floors. Luna Nozawa, you're under arrest for kidnapping, attempted murder, and suspicion in the deaths of Hollis and Tom Starr, Baker intoned, his gravelly voice cutting through the tension like a knife through silk. Luna whirled, her face a mask of feigned shock, hands flying protectively to her abdomen. You can't do this. I'm pregnant, with a Spencer. Bill, tell them. Will, say something. She lunged toward Will, but an officer gently but firmly intercepted, cuffing her wrists with a metallic click that echoed like finality. Bill stepped forward, his expression granite. Save it, Luna. You think a baby buys you mercy? You've terrorized this city long enough, drugged my son, staged those killings to frame Deacon, nearly ended Steffi's life. Electra did the right thing calling you in. Electra, arms crossed, chin lifted defiantly, met Luna's glare. Damn right I did. You called me a liar, a jealous brat. But I saw the knife, the ropes at the beach house. You're a monster, Luna. And now the world's going to know. Will, voice breaking, finally spoke. Just, go peacefully. For the baby's sake. I don't want it, our child, starting life with this violence.
Luna's eyes darted wildly, tears streaming as she twisted against the cuffs. Will, please. We made love, or don't you remember? That night, under the stars. You whispered promises. This is our family. Katie snorted from the sidelines, her reporter's instinct kicking in as she live-tweeted the scene. Made love? You roofied him, you psycho. Tell it to the judge, like Baker said. Fans are already flooding my feed. Finally. About time. Protect Will at all costs. You're trending for all the wrong reasons. Baker, ever the stoic, tugged Luna toward the door. Ma'am, resistance only makes it worse. You've got rights, Miranda's been read. Let's move. As they escorted her out, Luna's pleas dissolved into sobs. Electra, you bitch. You'll regret this. The baby, our baby, will know what you did. Electra shuddered, leaning into Will, who wrapped an arm around her tentatively. It's over, Luna. Finally over. Bill clapped a hand on his son's shoulder. Proud of you, kid. We'll get through this. Lawyers first thing tomorrow. Word of the arrest rippled through the Los Angeles elite like a brushfire, igniting conversations in boardrooms, boutiques, and backyards alike. At Il Giardino, Deacon Sharp nursed a scotch at the bar, his rugged features creased with a mix of relief and foreboding, as Hope Logan Davis slid onto the stool beside him, her red hair catching the dim light. Dad, did you hear? Luna's in cuffs. Baker got her at the Spencers. Fans are losing it online, all saying the same thing. Good riddance, but what about the baby? Hope said, her voice a blend of triumph and trepidation, stirring her martini absently. Deacon chuckled darkly, swirling his glass. Good riddance? Damn straight. That woman's got more bodies in her wake than a mob hit. Framed me for those murders. Nearly cost me everything with Brooke. But yeah, the kid Will's kid. Poor bastards tied to her forever. Hope nodded, her designer bag thudding softly on the bar. It's bigger than that, though. Twitter's Sorry X is exploding. Hashtags like #LockUpLuna and #SaveTheBaby. Everyone's screaming for justice, but half are worried she'll weasel out on a technicality, come back swinging. What if she implicates Finn again? Or Steffi? Deacon leaned in, eyes narrowing. She won't. Not if Ridge has anything to say. But mark my words, Hope, this arrest? It's just the spark. That pregnancy's the powder keg. Could mean custody wars. Scandals splashed across every tabloid. And us? We're collateral. Always are in this town. Nearby, at Forrester Creations, the tension hummed like high-voltage wire as Steffi Forrester, fresh from the hospital and bandaged but unbowed, held court in the design studio, surrounded by sketches and swatches that suddenly seemed trivial. I can't believe it, Luna. Arrested like some common thug, Steffi declared, her voice fierce, flipping through her phone to show a barrage of fan comments. Look at this. Finally, justice for Hollis. Will deserves better. Keep her locked up. They're all saying it, Mom. Big trouble if she gets bail. Taylor, reviewing fabric samples, set them down with a sigh. Darling, I know. It's cathartic, seeing Baker drag her out. But that's the same thing the fans are chanting? It's fear. Fear she'll appeal the pregnancy angle, claim diminished capacity or some nonsense. And with Will as the father? It's a direct line to Bill's empire, our family. One lawsuit, and it's chaos. Ridge, entering with a blueprint roll under his arm, overheard and grunted. Chaos? Try apocalypse. I called Baker myself, pushed for maximum charges. But fans are right. This implicates everyone. Luna's got motive to talk, spill dirt on Finn's loyalty, on Brooke's meddling. We circle the wagons, Steph. No mercy. Steffi rose, hugging her father tightly. I just want normalcy for Electra, for the kids. But yeah, if Luna walks, it's not just trouble. It's Armageddon for the Forresters. As the sun dipped toward the Pacific, casting long shadows over the City of Angels, the fallout began to crystallize in whispered phone calls and urgent texts. In a quiet corner cafe overlooking the beach, the very beach where Luna's madness had nearly claimed another life, Zen Forrester Dominguez met with his cousin Luna's erstwhile colleague, Paris Buckingham, both nursing lattes laced with the bitterness of hindsight. Paris, you saw it coming, didn't you? The way she fixated on Finn, then Will. It was unhinged, Zen said, his artist's hands gesturing animatedly, dark eyes shadowed by doubt. Paris, poised as ever in a chic trench, nodded slowly. From day one, Zen. She charmed her way into internships, but those eyes? Cold calculation. Now, this arrest, fans are united. She's a danger. Keep her away from the baby. But what they're really saying? It's a warning. If that child bonds her to the Spencers, she could manipulate from inside. Visitation rights turning into vendettas. Zen sipped his coffee, grimacing. And us? Forrester blood mixed with Spencer fire. Explosive. Ridge is already talking private investigators. Background digs on her prison record. But fans get it. Big trouble means no one's safe. Not Hope, not RJ, not even Carter if he takes the case. Paris leaned forward, voice dropping. Exactly. It's not just her arrest. It's the echo. One plea deal, and she fingers accomplices. Real or invented. We all go down in the speculation. Deeper into the evening, as stars pricked the velvet sky, the Logans gathered at Brooke's cliffside home, the ocean's roar a distant underscore to their fervent debate. Donna, tell me I'm overreacting, Brooke implored her sister, who was pouring wine with steady hands, her golden curls framing a face etched with sisterly concern. Luna's locked up, but that baby, Will's baby, it's a chain linking us to her forever. Donna handed over a glass, clinking it gently. Overreacting? Hardly. Katie's posts are blowing up, fans echoing, protect the innocent, bury the guilty. They're terrified she'll breed more drama, turn prison into a platform for sob stories. Hope, curled on the couch with a throw blanket, chimed in softly. It's worse, Aunt Brooke. Social media's a mob. What if the baby's next target? Everyone's saying Luna's arrest is the win, but the pregnancy? That's the Trojan horse. Could mean blackmail, media circuses, tearing families apart. Dad's already paranoid she'll drag his name through the mud again. Brooke sank beside her, stroking Hope's hair. Your father's been through hell because of her. But we're Logans, we fight. Lawyers, support for Will. Still, if she gets a sympathetic judge. Her voice trailed, the unspoken dread hanging heavy. At the police station, under the harsh fluorescence of interrogation rooms, Chief Baker leaned back in his creaky chair, reviewing files as Luna, now in an orange jumpsuit that clashed violently with her porcelain skin, sat chained to the table, her defiance cracked but not shattered. You think this is over, Baker? She hissed, leaning as far as the restraints allowed, her voice a venomous whisper. I'm carrying a Spencer heir. Bill's blood. They'll come for me, lawyers, deals. And when I walk, everyone pays. Starting with that little witch Electra. Baker chuckled, a low rumble, tapping his pen. Save the threats, Nozawa. Fans outside are chanting your downfall. Justice now. Your lawyer's en route, but charges stick. Murder 1. Kidnapping, assault with a deadly. Pregnancy buys time, not freedom. Luna's laugh was manic, echoing off cinder block walls. Fans? Those sheep? They don't know me. Will loves me, deep down. The baby's our bridge. And when I tell my story, how the Forresters framed me, how Finn led me on, it'll be their trouble, not mine. Baker stood, signaling the guard. Dream on. Cell blocks waiting. The night wore on, and in virtual corners of the world, fans dissected the episode with the fervor of archaeologists unearthing scandal. On Reddit's r/bold and beautiful, threads multiplied like kudzu. Luna's arrest, finally. But that baby twist? Endgame for everyone or plot gold? One user posted, upvotes surging. Replies flooded, Will's doomed, custody hell incoming. Fans unite, protect the kid. Another, she's unhinged, if she escapes, Steffi's toast. Big trouble for BMB universe. Twitter timelines buzz similarly. Hashtag Luna arrest trending with memes of Baker as a superhero, captions screaming. Tell it to the judge. Yet beneath the glee lurked unease, posts warning. Pregnancy loophole? She's back in 6 months, wreaking havoc on Spencer's and Forresters. Back at the Forrester manse, as midnight approached, Finn sat alone on the terrace, the city lights twinkling like distant warnings, his phone buzzing with texts from Steffi. You okay? This changes nothing between us. He typed back, it changes everything. Luna's shadow, longer now. Taylor joined him, wrapping a shawl around his shoulders. Sun fans are right to worry. That arrest? Catharsis. But the same thing they're saying, trouble for all, it's prophecy. Blood doesn't lie, it binds. Finn nodded wearily. And if she fights for the baby? Prison visits, appeals, it's endless. Taylor squeezed his hand. Then we fight harder. For love, for family. Always. In the quiet hours before dawn, Brooke lay awake beside Ridge, the sheets tangled like their thoughts. Ridge, what if the fans are onto something bigger? She murmured, tracing his chest. Luna's not just a villain, she's a mirror. reflecting our flaws, obsessions, secrets. Her arrest exposes us all. Ridge pulled her close. Then we shine brighter. No more hiding. That baby's a Forrester by proxy, ours to shield. Their kiss was fierce, a vow against the encroaching storm. Days blurred into a whirlwind of court dates and headlines, but the undercurrent remained. Luna's cuffs might hold her body, but her legacy clawed free, a specter whispering of reckonings yet to come. Will, visiting the nursery he'd never planned, touched a tiny onesie whispering, "I'll keep you safe from her, from this madness." Electra beside him vowed silently the same. Across divides, alliances formed. Logans and Forresters, Spencers and Sharps, united in dread. Fans watched, hearts pounding, knowing the script's twist. Arrest was merely intermission. The real trouble? It bloomed in the cradle, a fragile bloom amid thorns, promising blooms of chaos for every soul in its orbit. Yet amid the turmoil, glimmers of hope flickered, like Katie's column decrying the cycle of vengeance, or Deacon's quiet outreach to Will, offering hard-won wisdom. Blood's thick, kid, but choice is thicker. Raise that child right, break the chain. In boardrooms, Rich pitched designs inspired by resilience, fabrics tough as armor. Steffi, sketching logos for a Second Chances charity, channeled fury into fuel. Even Luna in her cell penned letters, rambling, remorse-tinged missives to the unborn, hinting at a fractured redemption arc no one trusted. As weeks unfolded, the same thing fans chanted evolved, not just lock her up, but heal the wounds. Therapy sessions for Will, support groups for victims' families, headlines shifting from scandal to survival. Trouble loomed, yes, legal labyrinths, emotional minefields, but in the bold and the beautiful tapestry, threads of darkness wove with light, birthing stories of unlikely grace. Luna's arrest? The pivot. The baby? The bridge. And everyone? Changed, forever entangled, in the grand glittering mess of love's fierce gamble.